Game 5 here is with adventures, and in this one I felt like my opponent outmaneuvered me quite well here. So let's have a look and see how he managed to do so. So looking at the board, there were a couple of things that I thought were reasonable to do. Perhaps you could build some sort of magpie stack with money and get a wine merchant at the end for plus buy, and buy provinces, maybe 2 provinces if you have enough magpies and money. Alternatively, I thought about playing with werewolf and money. So werewolf draws cards, money of course, and perhaps some of the knights like raider and night watchman, particularly night watchman. So those are the two paths that I thought about at the beginning of the game here. How to get there is not so easy. What I'm going to do here is go for the puka opening. My opponent, he does something much different to me on the opening already. He goes for silver, and on this turn he goes for wine merchant. So here I am going to go for puka as well as night watchman. We also have a new heirloom here, the haunted mirror, which comes with cemetery. So the cemetery is a green card, it's 2 VP, and it says when you gain it you can trash up to 4 cards from your hand. So the puka draws a lot of cards, and I was hoping to get some nice cemetery trashes with the puka draw, which is why I went for the plan. So hopefully I can get thin somewhat quickly, especially with the night watchman cycling me around to my pukas, and then I can go after one of these 2 plans that I outlined at the beginning, the magpies or the werewolf. So I do see all 3 estates here. I also have $5, so it's not, I can perhaps pick up a werewolf or something else, but seeing the 3 estates here plus the night watchman kinda tips me in favor of trashing with the cemetery. So there you see how the cemetery works. The heirloom that comes with it is the haunted mirror, which allows you the opportunity to gain a ghost. So it says if you trash it and discard an action card from your hand, you'll gain a ghost. So that is another use that I have for the cemetery here, but I need more action cards to be able to trash properly with that, to trash the haunted mirror with the cemetery and make the ghost good. So my opponent puts down his wine merchant, picks up a couple of magpies, which is reasonable I think. And here I pick up the dog, right, the faithful hound, just because it's another action in the deck, and perhaps with the big draw from the puka I can find the mirror with the dog and maybe trash it and get my ghost going quite early. That would be very, very nice for me. Anyways, so I have played the cursed gold at this point quite liberally, and I will play it again here. I notice now that my opponent, he's actually held back on playing that cursed gold. So he played it once to get the wine merchant on the opening, but he has not played it yet, even up to turn 5, which means he's refrained from playing it actually. Which again is an interesting decision, right? It's always an interesting decision whether or not you play your cursed gold or not. So here you see I do play the cursed gold, and I am going to gain a magpie here. I didn't quite get the hand that I needed to trash with the cemetery and gain a ghost, so I'm not going to do that. I will be looking for that in the future though. Definitely looking for ghost in the future. At this point I think that getting the ghost to stick on a magpie would be the best thing. Alright, so my opponent gains a gold here. So his deck, he's going after the magpie thing here. He's not trashing at all with the puka. Not trashing at all with the puka, so that's another interesting point there. He has not bought a cemetery yet either. So he has the curse in his deck, but he just has his starting cards and a bunch of magpies now, which is okay. Which is an okay deck. Here I make use of quest and slight benefit, or not benefit, but makes gaining the curses a bit less worse if you're able to discard a couple of them for a gold, which should serve me quite nicely here. Should serve me quite nicely here. I was hoping with the combination of the puka and the night watchman as well to help set up that turn that I was talking about turn where I would be able to both trash the Haunted Mirror and discard an action card. It hasn't worked out so far, but hopefully in the near future. Hopefully in the near future. So 4 here could be another Magpie, but I decide to take a mission here. Decide to take a mission here, uh, mostly to try to gain some Magpies, but also if I am able to quest for another gold here, I think that'll be quite a fruitful mission turn. And there were a couple of ways I could have been able to get the quest going there. If the Magpie had drawn a single card, I would have discarded 6 to gain gold, or if I had seen 2 curses, I would have discarded those for the gold there. So I think that would have been a quite fruitful mission. I was also able to set up with the Night Watchman. That's a pretty nice use of the mission thing there, I feel. Pretty nice use. Again, still not seeing the mirror here. I have all the actions, but no mirror to trash to gain the ghost yet. So again, going to go for a mission here instead of buying the Magpie. I feel like the Magpie, I will gain the Magpie if I play enough of them this turn, and I do manage to gain the Magpie here, so you know, at least I didn't waste that, and I'm able to trash a little bit with the Puka here, so looking good. I should be able to quest again here, either for 6 cards or for the 2 curses as I do, and set up my next turn. So that's pretty nice so far. I'm gaining gold off of the mission turns. I would really like a plus buy though, so I could do something like mission and quest, or mission and anything, really. So that would have to be in the form of the Il Vino, right, the wine merchant. But I haven't really found an opportunity to pick one up yet. So now my opponent, he goes for some trashing, right? Now he goes for some trashing. And I think the reason he did this is because he was able to get a ghost here. So I think what he was doing was using his this looks like a very blatant cemetery target to get rid of all 3 curses from my deck here. So what I think he was doing is using the Magpies, now that I look at the game of course, using the Magpies to help set up the Haunted Mirror trash, because the Magpies will pick up treasure for you, right? So it makes it a bit easier to find the Haunted Mirror in your hand. And once he had that trash going to get Ghost of course, then he could look to trash his Cursed Gold as well. So that's another reason for the Magpies, right? They could draw up the Cursed Gold. You'd have a nice big hand. Ideally, you kill the Cursed Gold, the Mirror, couple estates, discard an action, get Ghost, and you're looking all well and dandy here. Set and ready to go. Another cemetery for my opponent on his turn, getting rid of estate, an estate curse, and a Cursed Gold. So he's removed the Cursed Gold from his deck. So now it looks suddenly a lot better. He does have a couple cemeteries and estates, but there's no Cursed Gold floating around for him, and even then the Magpies would be able to pick it up. And he has the Ghost, more importantly, the Ghost. I didn't see when he got this Ghost. I saw here on this turn when his Magpie revealed a Ghost. I whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down, buddy. Where did this come from? I didn't see the Ghost, but then again, ghosts are difficult to see, right? So, you know, immediately my Ghost jealousy kicked in and I switched my game over. I didn't really have to switch my game over. I was pretty fixated on the Ghost from the very beginning here. Perhaps, you know, not rightly so. But I'm desperately looking for the Ghost because I like Ghost, okay? I like it. Love to make it work. And here was oh so close. But I have to play the dog to get the Mirror, which is at the bottom of the deck here. So now I can get the Ghost, and because I have this jealousy, I am going to, you know, do it here as opposed to doing something else, like perhaps gaining a wine merchant is better here. Getting a wine merchant seems decent here. And at this point, a word to note about the Raider. If I just play with Magpies and Golds, the Raider is going to hurt my opponent, because then he'll be forced to discard either Magpie or Gold. So I feel like Raider is kinda useful sometimes, but only if your deck is rich. Like if you ever have to play one weak card, then it gives your opponent an easy discard. But if all the cards you're playing are good cards, then it hurts. Anyway, minor point about the radar there. This is a deck about cemeteries, haunted mirrors, and cursed gold. And not cursed gold, ghosts. However, the issue with my deck, my opponent he bought a tragic hero on his last turn. The issue with my deck is that I don't have good targets for the ghost. So there has to be a lot of things going for ghost to be a good card. The best target, like I said, for my deck I felt would be the magpie. My opponent has two targets that are superior, far superior to mine. One is the tragic hero, which I think he managed to get this turn. He was also forced to trash his tragic hero, so that gained him a couple goals, which allows him to have this massive turn here. So he played it twice and had to trash it twice, so to speak. So he gained a couple goals from that, and his magpies gladly picked them up and brought them to him. So he has this massive turn here. That was a very big turn. I didn't even think about that interaction, Ghost with Tragic Hero, forcing it to trash itself twice and then using the magpies to pick up the freshly gained gold. So he gets a couple provinces here along with another gold, and he's even able to liberate his wine merchant. That's excellent. That's an excellent turn for him. Really good turn there. I didn't at all think about using Ghost on Tragic Hero there, but he was able to line it up, and this is what I was talking about with the outmaneuvering here from my opponent. So I don't have any plus buy, and I don't think there's any time left for me to pick up the plus buy. So I'm just gonna see what I could do from here, although I feel very lost. My opponent's deck is quite good. He has much better targets for the ghost. I have this Puka running around, and that is a real problem if the ghost finds that, because it's now obsolete. It's now obsolete. I stop here because I know there's a magpie in the back, and that the Puka, not the Puka, the ghost will find the magpie. But it didn't have to turn out that way. I could have drawn all my magpies there, and then what is the ghost doing, right? It's just dead. It's just dead. So I pick up a province there. My opponent goes for a werewolf at this point. Again, another nice target for the ghost. Getting to play a couple werewolves is excellent. And then he could finish the chain with a wine merchant to make use of all that extra money that he drew. I'm able to draw through everything here thanks to the ghosted magpie. Pick up a second province here, but my opponent's next turn is going to be massive because he's able to get his ghost lined up with his wine merchant, and he's able to find a bunch of magpies and end it with a werewolf, drawing him into what, like $21 I think? It's a heap of money, and can't really do anything about that. I can't really do anything about that. So his approach to getting the ghost was different to mine. I tried to do it with Puka, Night Watchman, to line things up. It didn't work out for me. He went after the magpies to get the haunted mirror into hand to be able to trash it. That worked out better in this game, and he also found a lot better targets for his ghost in this game. The wine merchant, the tragic hero, the werewolf, they're all far superior to what I have, which is mostly just magpies. So here you see him have $8 at the start of his turn. Bunch of magpies come out, and the werewolf at the end here. The werewolf at the end draws him up into a ton of money. That actually prompts me to resign this game. I don't think I can come back from. I think he went for double province and something, but that's just too much for me to do. I only have one buy. It's not a lot I could do about this situation here. So you could tell me what you think about it, if the Puka Night Watchman thing is reasonable still, if the magpies are better here at getting the ghost down, because that ghost is yeah, it's nice, a nice card. double province silver just to liberate the wine merchant, and his night watchman will set up his next turn for him. So I'll let him finish the turn and then I click X and move on to game 6. So thank you for watching and I will see you in the next one.